So woke movies still continue flopping. This video is not about Birds of Prey specifically because Birds of Prey is only a larger trend of woke movies underperforming. The first woke movie was Ghostbusters 2016. Ghostbusters is of course a very iconic franchise. Everybody knows that. But in 2016, they said, hey, let's make an all-female version of Ghostbusters. Let's see how people like it. And this is the original Ghostbusters, but if we compare this to, and what this is, this is the 2016 one. I thought that was the original one. So this is the 2016 Ghostbusters, the bad version that nobody liked. It goes to $128 million and $100 million internationally. But the ratings for this movie were so bad, so terrible. Oh, the movie kept dropping consistently 50% drops, and a lot of people who went to see the original movie, of course, skipped out on seeing this reboot that no one wanted. And let's go to 2018. Ocean's 8. Ocean's 8 was a movie that no one cared about. Okay, nobody cared about Ocean's 8. I don't know much about 2013. I know last year it came out, but Ocean's 8 was the second woke movie to not do well. Ocean's 8 is a movie that really no one cared about, okay? Sure, it did okay at the box office when you compare it to other woke movies. This movie, despite it being a woke version of a movie that, everybody loved, it still actually managed to do pretty well comparatively to the Ocean's series. But you compare it to Ocean's 11 and the other series, it's actually the worst grossing worldwide. So woke movies continue to fail. Next movie is A Wrinkle in Time. This actually skipped this movie actually. So A Wrinkle in Time is a box office disaster. This is a Disney movie, and this was the second major woke box office failure. This movie lost over $80 million for Disney. It didn't do well anywhere. No one went to go see it worldwide, and Disney kept pushing this movie to make sure it grossed over $100 million, as the ratings for this movie were completely bad and terrible. But no one went to go see the movie in the first place. But of course, Disney, being the usual Disney, decided, hey, let's try to push it when Incredibles 2 came out. Incredibles 2 is out, so let's try to force people to watch this movie, and it worked, and this movie goes to $100 million. Next movie is, that's not a woke movie. I'm sorry, Spider-Man Spider-Verse, you're not actually a woke movie, so we'll be skipping you, because you're actually a good movie, not a woke pile of garbage that tries to. Next movie is Captain Marvel and Us. Both of these movies, surprisingly, were actually box office successes. Defying the people, woke movies didn't do well. And why did I skip Black Panther? Because I think Black Panther was going to be a success regardless. There was no real big controversy around Black Panther like there was with Captain Marvel. There was no real big controversy besides a few, people hating Black Panther because of reasons. But of course, Black Panther had its own controversies. People if you disagreed with what the critics on if you didn't like the movie, they would call you the R word. But then Captain Marvel pulled Black Panther's, you know, tiny controversy into 11. When they started calling people sexist for not watching Captain Marvel. It's because it got so bad at the point, well, somehow, the you know what that phrase, any publicity is good any publicity is good publicity no matter what. Well, I guess that phrase does work for Captain Marvel. Despite the controversy with another similar movie with another controversy that may have been completely fabricated by the media, basically helped this movie perform better at the box office. And also this movie did better because of Endgame. Of course, Endgame was probably the main reason why this movie grossed $1 billion. If it wasn't for Endgame, this movie would have done basically Ant-Man levels of success. 2018 is about to get much worse. The next movie is Booksmart. Oh yes, this movie. The movie that everybody has literally forgot about. Booksmart. A movie that literally no one cares about. Booksmart was a movie that came out last year and literally no one cared. The media kept calling it a masterpiece, however, and this movie basically did the same amount of numbers as any indie movie would have done. So, Booksmart basically did the average for an indie movie. Because that's what Booksmart was. It was an indie movie, and it actually did pretty okay for an indie movie. And but they were still complaining that this movie didn't, it wasn't watched enough. Maybe if you didn't, maybe if you advertised this movie more people would have go see it. And also, it was their fault for releasing it in a very crowded summer week, where they could have easily released it in March or April or in July, where there were literally no other movies coming out besides no, or in September. Oh wait, no, there was really no good months to release this besides March and April. Or he could have just put it in January and had it bomb even bigger. Booksmart would have not been a box office success regardless if it was woke or not. So, next movie is Dark Phoenix. Oh, oh yes, this movie. The biggest box office failure of 2019. It was Dark Phoenix. Disney was making a movie, another X-Men movie was coming out, and there was a whole controversy about Dark Phoenix because they dropped the X-Men title. Well, why did they drop the X-Men title? Well, because the word X-Men wasn't woke enough for the 5 people on Twitter. It wasn't woke enough for the people acting in the movie. They literally dropped the X-Men movie because they wanted to be woke. Because they thought that even though the word men is referring to humans being mutants, I guess they still understand that. A movie that came out literally a week afterwards also had a similar controversy. Next is Men in Black International. Oh Jesus Lord, Men in Black International. The Men in Black series is a cult classic series. Not cult classic, a classic series with Will Smith. Well, Will Smith didn't want Will Smith's trilogy was over. So he said, hey, let's make a Men in Black movie with new characters in the movie. And actually, it is one of the few movies that I actually seen with besides Dark Phoenix. Men in Black International was even worse than Dark Phoenix. The jokes, a few of the jokes were funny in the but there was a lot of jokes against men in this movie for literally no reason. And before the movie came out, Tessa Thompson was like, oh, we gotta get rid of the word Men in Black because the word Men in Black is sexist. Yeah, the same exact controversy they started with. They started with exactly, you know, with Dark Phoenix. They really want to remove the word Men in Black, which will remove the main name marketing. The whole point of the reason why people want to go see the movie, I guess it's because it's called People in Black International, but Men in Black International is actually based off a conspiracy theory called the Men in Black. So you're basically doing a disservice to the actual source material, the comic book, which is based off a conspiracy theory called the Men in Black. Both of these movies, Dark Phoenix and Men in Black International, both bombed at the box office, and they both were domestic and foreign failures, as no one went to go see them. Next movie is Hustlers. This movie somehow made money. This is one of the few movies that is perplexing me. How it made over $100 million domestically. Were people really that starved for new movies that they made that this movie was a success? Were people really starved for new movies? The only other movie that came out was It Chapter 2, and that was meh. Don't really care for it. And it was really probably because there was no other releases coming out. So Creepy Clown, or movies that have been out for literally over 4 months, like Angel Has Fallen, which is a very underrated movie of the year. So, yeah. Or you had choice to watch the 5 Disney movies that were still out in theaters, such as The Lion King remake and Toy Story 4. Oh, yeah, such wonderful options we have there. The next movie, we're going all the way to November. Uh, a certain other franchise was being rebooted, Charlie's Angels. Did we really need another? First of all, did we really need another Charlie's Angels movie? Did we really need a third Charlie's Angels movie? Okay, they decided, hey, let's reboot Charlie's Angels, and the rest is history. Charlie's Angels was one of the worst and biggest domestic failures of all time. Okay, I skipped over Return of the Dark Fate, but who cares about that movie? But Charlie's Angels was more important. That shows that these woke movies just don't sell. And I think this is probably hopefully a warning message for any Hollywood movies that start development afterwards. Don't make your movies super woke, or else they will fail at the box office and completely die out. Next movie was a movie that managed to do worse than Charlie's Angels. Black Christmas. Oh yes, there are also several other woke horror movies called Gretel and Hansel that came out, and no one cared about that movie. But Black Christmas was a big, big domestic failure for Blumhouse. This movie continued to drop and drop out the box office, and it was dead on arrival because the movie was a feminist pile of garbage. So, and now we're down to Birds of Prey, and the fantabulous emasculation of one's Harley Quinn. Yeah, I already made a whole video on this movie. It just seems that woke movies just don't sell. I'm correct, and basically here, there's only a few exceptions where woke movies, you know, actually manage to make money. Hustlers and Captain Marvel and Us being the only example. There are various multitude of semi-woke movies. Movies being like Little Women, where the only people who complain about it were the people were the SDWs because no one went to go, not enough people going to go see this movie, but made $100 at the domestic box office. And they also complain, and also we had movies like any Disney movie that came out this year were basically semi woke movies in themselves. So that's basically it. Goodbye.